Your child hopes to one day become a YouTube star, get millions of likes, have tens of millions of followers. You guys know the drill. But what do you do as a parent? Should you help foster that dream and help them create their own channel? And if so, what should you consider in the whole process? I'm Sunny with New Mommy Media, and I am joined today by Allan Jackson. He's a children's book author as well as a motivational speaker. Hey, Ty.
Hey, Sunny.
Hey. All right, we're talking about YouTube, Ty, because this is
YouTube.
something I know, and this is something that I am experiencing in my own personal life. So I have two boys who do have their own YouTube channels.
Wow.
And I just have a lot of personal questions about this, honestly, because we've all seen these articles of kids on YouTube making lots of money doing, kid product reviews or gaming or all this kind of stuff, right? And sometimes I question, is it really good for my kids to look up to that? There's a lot of questionable content that I'm like, ooh, that's dangerous. Or the videos are kind of teaching them stuff that maybe I don't really want them to know, right? Or, at least not view it in that light. So in general, Ty, what are your thoughts about kids making money on YouTube?
Well, first of all, you can't stop it. So and I've always been a part of if the dynamic of something is something that you can't stop, let's figure out how we can embrace it and, kind of make it our own. It might not be much different than talking about sex education. I mean, that's not something you want your kids to learn out into the world. So let's get ahead of it and talk to our kids in the way that we know how to best fit them. So even when they get out into the world, they're going to use the words of wisdom they got from their primary educator, the parent, and hopefully be protected and safe and make really great decisions. We as parents can't hover over them all the time. They're going to watch things and listen to things. It's about how we instill the values and principles into our kids, and then they'll figure out what to do with them when they're confronted with things that we not find favorable. So with that being said, I'm a big fan of kids expressing their individuality in whatever fashion they see fit, and going out and having fun. And if YouTubing is kind of the new phenomenon in which kids are finding that level of self-expression and making a couple of bucks for it, hey, I applaud that. I just think what really matters is for the kids not to just mimic what everybody else is doing. Find their speciality. Find the thing that makes them happy. If they are a young chef, YouTube that. If they're a gymnast, YouTube that. If they're a blogger or an artist, YouTube that. Don't just YouTube somebody skateboarding if you don't like skateboarding just because it looks cool. Find the thing that you're really amazing at and that you love doing or want to do better, and go YouTube that. Because I guarantee you, if your son became a multi-million-dollar YouTuber for baking muffins, you'd be the proudest mom in the world. That would be the most fantastic thing ever. So I think it is a matter of encouraging our kids if that's the direction that they want to go in. The thing is, make sure the thing that they want to do is the thing that's the most passionate and loving to them. And I think that's the secret sauce into YouTubing.
Yeah. And there was a lot of stuff. So when my boys started their YouTube channels, they didn't start them at the same time, by the way. I have a son who's 11 and a son that's 9. And they started them, I don't know. I guess my oldest is probably a couple years ago. He, started his channel. And what I tried to do with it is bring in other elements of, teaching them good work ethic. So I said, okay. Yeah. If you just, if you really want to make money doing this, if you just want to do it for fun, okay, that's something different. But if you really want to make money, you need to learn how YouTube works. You need to learn about their algorithms. How often do you have to post if you want people to view your content? What do you need your thumbnails to look like? How often do you need to release new content? And there may be days that you want to go outside and play or go on your bike, but you know that you have to do a video. It's the same kind of thing with work. There's plenty of times that I don't want to do work. I'd rather do something, just more relaxing, but you have to be diligent with that and, stick with it. So that's one thing that I've used. It doesn't always work. I'm not trying to paint the perfect picture here, but at least trying to get them to learn, listen, this is how you make money. You are diligent about something. You come back to it. You do put effort into it. Yes, you can enjoy yourself. It doesn't have to be work you don't like. You can love what you do. Hopefully you do love what you do. And I want them to, but that there is a responsibility that comes with it as well.
That is kind of a byproduct of what I was talking about before. If your kid is really passionate about whatever this topic is, they will hurdle those obstacles. They will take it upon themselves to learn how to do the thumbnails because this thing matters to them, as opposed to seeing, the popular kid doing the popular thing, and then when they realize I'm really not as interested in the popular thing as much as I thought I was, especially if it's going to require for me to actually do work on top of the thing that I'm actually really not as interested in, then they're going to just lose interest and, no more YouTube channel. But I think if it's something that they're really passionate about, they'll be willing to put in the work because that's their opportunity to shine and showcase what awesome thing is in their spirit, and they'll find a way to make it happen.
Ty, what would you say are some of the red flags that parents should be looking for to, like, if they think their kids may be a little bit overwhelmed with this? Because kids do this all the time. They start doing something and then, we encourage them. We're like, okay, keep doing it. You're doing a good job. But it's kind of weighing on them. Like, you could tell they're ready to transition to something else. Like, what are some of those warning signs? Perhaps this is just based on your own personal experience that you found that maybe parents should keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I think obviously being obsessed or under obsessed, about a specific topic, I think can obviously be a red flag. If that's all that they talk about, then, that might be some level of intervention to kind of expand on their horizons. Or if they're not interested, and then maybe it's something that they need to let go. I feel like when people get lazy, it's not necessarily that they don't want to do it anymore. It's just that they're just not interested anymore. And that's okay. Like if we had $1 for every time our kid took up a hobby and then let it go, we'd have a whole lot of dollars.
We wouldn't need to work, really.
We wouldn't need to work. That's exactly right. But I always feel like there's always two dictators to the success of something. That's the interest and the market. And the interest of the person is going to determine how far they go along with it. And then the market is going to determine how well it is that it's done and received. If both of those things are in alignment, then they can be successful. But if one of those things are not working, then more than likely that's the time to pull back and go into another direction. Again, our kids, they're ping pong balls. They're just going back and forth and finding something that sticks. Maybe that just doesn't stick.
Yeah, exactly. Ping pong balls. I like the analogy. I've got 4 of those in my house. Boom, 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 boom. Something shiny.
That's right. Something shiny. Right.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Ty. You guys, make sure you check out Ty's new book. It's called Make Your Own Money. It's on his website, which is tyallanjackson.com. It's all about making money, but also becoming an entrepreneur and, teaching those great skills to your kids. And I have to tell you, when mine arrived in the mail, my kid grabbed it, wanted to look through it right away. So there's some really pretty colorful pictures in there that I think your kids are really going to like. And while you're checking out all of Ty's stuff, head on over to our website, newmommymedia.com. We've got podcast episodes there, more great videos like this. It's where real moms talk about real life.